Alright, so we have a Frigidaire top mount and we have a defrost situation. Now, a defrost issue, it could be very hard to diagnose sometimes. Right now, we're unplugging the heater harness. Now, the heater harness has the bimetal and the heater all in one. Now, this is a special heater, and I'll talk more about it, but right now we're checking the heater and the bimetal all in one. That means the fridge has to be cold enough for you to do that, and we're getting a good signal, so we know the heater itself is good. These heaters are specialty heaters. You do not want to bypass anything on them. They're R600 equipped, so they do have special diodes. Now, since the heater's good, we are going to move to the timer. Now, we're going to put this unit into defrost. Now, since the heater's good, the heater should come on. Now, if the timer is good as well, the heater should come on. Give it a few minutes, you should be able to feel the heat. And I'm going to turn the light off shortly, looking to see if it's going to glow, which it did not. So we have a problem with the timer. It is not allowing power to go to the heater. Now, lights off and nothing. I was hoping to see it get hot. I gave it probably 3 minutes and it did not happen. So, now we're going to be going down and we're going to be checking the actual timer. We're going to be removing it. Pretty straightforward. Now be careful when you're checking to make sure it's hot. I suggest you use an ice cube or something like that, or just be mindful when you're touching the heater. It gets really hot and it will burn you. So be very careful. Do not just put your hand on it as you're testing it. Just be very careful. Get close to it. You'll feel the heat, and do that with caution. All right. So the timer lives here inside the refrigerator section. It's the portion that has the light switch and the light bulb. 2 1/4-inch screws. It comes down. I always suggest you unplug the refrigerator to be on the safe side. We're unplugging the harness and we're going to be replacing the timer. Now, the timer on this unit is a specialty timer, meaning it's R600 equipped or secured. So you want to make sure that you do not put a regular refrigerator timer in it. It has to be the one that is designed for the refrigerant that is in the refrigerator. It's a safety barrier in the event of a spark or a leak, and it protects the unit. So we're going to replace it with a new unit. Make sure it's fully plugged in. Now we're going to advance it to defrost. Turn clockwise, always. Pretty straightforward to get back in. Make sure you line up your tabs and pop it in. Alright, you do have two tabs on the end. Make sure they're inserted into the two holes in the back. That is after you plug it in. Now, as soon as it's plugged in, keep in mind the heater is now engaged up top. So we're going to go ahead and install this bottom piece, and that's going to give the heater a little bit of time to heat up. Be careful when you install your screws. You do not want to get the screws going in the wrong holes. So be super careful in lining your screws up properly. In fact, don't use a manual, because if you use the impact, you could probably force the screws into places where they don't belong. All right, so now we're checking the heater because it is on. It is getting hot, and we're going to be grabbing a piece of ice cube shortly, just for reference. Maybe that wasn't a piece of ice cube, but a piece of snow. Here we go. Take a listen. All right, she's steaming. So now we know our defrost system is working correctly, and we're going to be defrosting this thing, button it back up. Also, while you're doing your defrost, check inside the fan cover. Make sure you don't have any excess frosting. Now, also the passageway between the refrigerator and the freezer, go ahead and check that as well. And while you're there, check door seals, make sure those are in good working condition. Also, make sure the fridge is tilted slightly back. That ensures that when the fridge closes, the doors, they fall back on themselves and everything is working as it should. So we're just going to be doing the defrosting, and once this is done, we're pretty much going to be buttoning this back up, putting the unit out of defrost and into run. Right now it's still in defrost, and right now as soon as the heat hits the bimetal, it will probably turn off the heater. That's the idea. That's why it's super important that you check all those components when the refrigerator is ice cold. If you don't have that option, then you might have to get one of these freeze or computer duster, flip it upside down, and you can freeze those components. That's what I use when I don't have ice or a frozen freezer. And guys, also make sure that you do a full defrost before you put the unit back together. Don't be one of those guys that think the heater will do your defrost job. It will not. It will take forever, and it's never going to be good. So you want to start over, start fresh, and give the heater a new start as it starts to do its job. If it's already overwhelmed, your fridge will not cool properly, and it will take a while before it cools down. If it even does, because you will always have ice, and as the fridge makes more heat or makes more moisture, it keeps building up. So defrost it, put it back together. All right, we are done with this one. We're going to be putting back the shelves in and closing up. Here we go, turning on. Excellent. Set your thing to normal. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.